I'm Amy Dunker at Clarke University. Welcome to Trumpet Quick Lessons. All of us play etudes at some point in time, and an etude basically is kind of a little tune that was originally a study or a technical exercise to work on a particular problem on the instrument. Usually they're a little bit longer in length than an exercise. An exercise might simply be, I'm having problems going between D and E flat. That would be an exercise. An etude would be longer and more aesthetically pleasing. Some of the best ones can even be played in concert halls, like the Charlier 36 Transcendental Etudes. Those are gorgeous etudes. So, how do you start? Well, the first thing you do is you decide the difficulty level. Do you want to do this beginner, intermediate, advanced? Are you working on a particular tune that you want to use? Be careful with the paraphrasing of a tune because there's copyright issues. But you can take the first, few notes or the problem area and develop an etude from that. Second, select one or two difficult challenges. What are you going to do? These could be articulations. It could be a rhythm. It could be fingerings or a fingering pattern. It could be range. It could be specific intervals or intervals in general. It could be phrasing, odd meter, meter changes, arpeggios, tonguing, transposition scales, any of those kind of things could be basically one of the purposes of the etude. The next step is to just list or work out as many different ways you can work through that challenge. In the case of, let's say, that E flat, and that, working that third finger that's weak, you've got this down here in the D to E flat to F, E flat. That's a nice area to work it. You can also do around the A flat. So those are areas, okay, so these are the two pitch areas I can work on a lot to do that with. And then work on developing your etude from that. You also want to ask yourself, what style do you want to write in? Is this going to be contemporary, classical, like a modern etude that's less tonal? Is it going to be jazzy? Are you going to work on some jazz rhythmic figures or jazz figures in general? Lyrical? Is it going to be rhythmic, fast and technical? Any of those kind of things are okay, but if you decide in advance, it makes it easier as you're planning your etude to compose it when you get to the composition part. Then you think about form. Most etudes are ABA form. You have an A idea. If it's technical, it's a little fast A idea, maybe something a little lyrical in the middle, and then back to the A section or A prime. They've changed it a little bit. It could be ABC, A idea, B idea, C idea, and you're expanding it pitch-wise. It could be simply AB. Any combination that you can think of could possibly be your form, but at least you're thinking about what shape it's going to take. The next thing to look at is to improvise or write motivic ideas. So if I were going to go back to this, I might do might be one of my motives. Then I think up some more motives. And then you begin writing. So what are some transformative ideas you can think of to develop or transform that idea? You can change the rhythm. So if you're going to go, all kinds of ways to adapt that little idea. You can transpose it to different pitch level. You can change the directions of the notes. So if you're going, you're going to go, might be your second idea. You can add ornamentation. You can add little grace notes. Or you can add a trill. Any of that sort of thing. You can change the character to create a B section. So if you're doing nice slow, might be your A section, and your B section might be sort of thing, and you're still working that 2 and 3, and then back to your A section. Remember to add dynamics and articulations, because that's an essential part of music. It defines the character of what you're doing. And then finally, just look for etudes on your instrument and other instruments that are great examples, because you can learn from them about what to do. You can learn, musical ideas from them. Charlier, 36 Transcendental Etudes, some of the best etudes written for any instrument anywhere. I mean, they're just absolutely gorgeous and have been done in recitals. The Bain, 24 Melodic Studies, the Worm 40 Studies, all good trumpet studies you can use. You can look at Chopin etudes, Rachmaninoff etudes, Debussy etudes. Happy composing. Write some great etudes for you and for your students, and maybe even publish them.